Tyler, the Creator, is like one step from crashing out on his own fan base. It all started with this Instagram post honoring the late singer D'Angelo, who recently passed away. In this post, Tyler is saying how much the Voodoo album by D'Angelo influenced his musical upbringing. It influenced how he makes songs like Ring Ring from his latest album. He's saying, yo, I'm so lucky to have gotten my copy of Voodoo when I did. And he's basically honoring D'Angelo's music, right? So this seems all good and dandy, right? Tribute post to an artist who you loved, who helped inspire you. But things became weird when Tyler liked this post by the account Digital Dash on Twitter. It says, Tyler's fan base hates Black music, despite Tyler himself having a very deep love and appreciation for it. He has Charlie Wilson, Erykah Badu, DJ Drama, etc. collaborations, yet his fan base still refuses to engage with Black art on any meaningful level. Very cannibalistic. So Tyler actually went and liked this post. As you can see here, this is Tyler's accounts, the T. So one could say that by liking this post, Tyler agrees with it to some extent. So all this was in response to Tyler posting this picture of D'Angelo sitting at a piano. Apparently there were some weird comments that Tyler's fans left about this picture. I'm not really sure what you could say about this picture that's weird. I'm not sure what they were saying. And so I tried to read some of the comments, but most of the comments are about people being upset about the comments. Like I've seen more comments about people getting upset about bad comments than the actual bad comments. So I can't find what the issue that people took with this picture was, right? But anyways, there is some aspect of this post that Tyler, the Creator, himself agrees with. His fan base hates Black music despite Tyler having a deep appreciation for it, and they refuse to engage with Black art on any meaningful level. So this actually started what I thought was a pretty interesting conversation on Tyler, the Creator's music. So I'll read some of the comments here. This user said that she remembers Odd Future in 2012, and she was a huge fan of Odd Future until 2017. Odd Future is Tyler, the Creator's rap group. I mean, I don't know if, I'm sure everyone knows this, but you just never know who's watching. Odd Future, it was Tyler, Earl Sweatshirt, Frank Ocean, etc. She says she remembers how Tyler would be shady as hell towards Black culture and Black artists. Like he literally had that I'm Black, but not that kind of Black attitude. So I don't remember Tyler ever saying I'm Black, but not that kind of Black. You know, I just have an issue when people put things in quotes when they're talking about someone, but the person actually never said that. Like, why are you putting it in quotes if the person never said that, right? So I don't remember Tyler having I'm Black, but not that kind of Black attitude. I mean, Tyler, I don't even know what that means. Like, what do you mean that kind of Black? Tyler was always like really outspoken and like obnoxious, especially when he was younger. I don't think he tried to come across as holier than thou, but that's her experience. I mean, she's been around Odd Future fans. Y'all know me, I've never been a huge fan of Tyler's music, but we'll get into that as we go along. There's this post here that says, it's Tyler, the Creator's fault that he has the audience that he has. But I think as he's getting older, discovering more Black art, becoming more aware, he's trying to run away from that audience, his audience, but they're not letting him go, and he's not gonna be able to shake his early legacy. Now, again, this is another post I don't agree with. Tyler, the Creator, is always, as far as I know, he's always known about Black art. This is not like someone who is just now discovering Black art musicians. You know anything about Tyler? He was a huge NERD fan. He knows a lot about a lot of different types of music. Not only rap, not only Black music, right? He listens to a lot of different music if you watch his interviews. And I think that's why Tyler maybe kind of felt alienated or othered earlier in his career. He just felt different from people and he was ridiculed because he was different. So I think that's more of the case. And yeah, someone here agrees with me. It's hilarious that y'all think this man is just now discovering Black art in his 30s. It's like, yeah, come on, dude. Like, I don't know. I think what's happening is Tyler is maturing. Like he's maturing past those, you know, early Odd Future days, which was just super like cringy edgelord stuff. And he's kind of becoming, just maturing, and I think, and growing. And I think it's frustrating for him that some of his fan base isn't willing to appreciate some of the music that he loves as well. Tyler spent the earlier years of his career curating an anti-Black image. I still remember a video of him saying he was ugly because his dad was Nigerian. He made the bed he is currently laying in. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of Tyler, but I don't ever remember Tyler being anti-Black or curating an anti-Black image. I mean, the majority of his rap group is Black, you know what I mean? So I think what people are trying to say, but they just don't know how to say it, is Tyler was super alternative. Like he was on some edgelord. I don't want to be the same as y'all. And by y'all, I don't think he just meant Black people. I think he meant like hip hop in general, but not just hip hop, like everyone. Like I don't want to be like anyone. I don't want to be like y'all. And I think he had that outlook because he was ridiculed for being different. So at one point in his life, maybe he felt a way about being, you know, an outsider, but in the time that we've known him since he's been famous, he has fully leaned into being an outsider. And he, especially earlier in his career, he leaned on it heavily. So I think people are taking that and interpreting it as he's anti-Black. I don't ever remember Tyler being anti-Black, but kind of having that more edgelord, like cringy, you know, jackass type of personality, that is naturally going to attract a more non-Black fan base, especially in America. You'll have your Black fans for sure. I'm not saying Tyler doesn't have Black fans, but compared to the average hip hop artist, Tyler has die-hard non-Black fans, which is great. Yeah, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I do think there's a part of Tyler that is frustrated by the fact that they don't understand the Black art that he's into, which is why he would like a tweet like this that says his fan base hates Black music. I don't think they hate Black music. I just think they don't care about it. I think Tyler's fan base is like kind of like an Eminem fan base, right? And what I mean by that is the people who listen to Tyler, people who listen to Eminem, they will often say, yo, I listen to Tyler, but I don't really listen to a lot of hip hop. I don't listen to a lot of hip hop, but I do listen to Tyler. I don't listen to a lot of rap, but I do listen to Eminem. Tyler has one of those fan bases, which has its pros and cons. It's great because you have a fan base that is just totally into you as a person, which means you can tour, you can drop, you can do videos. No matter what you do, you're gonna have a large percent of people who support you regardless of what you're talking about, right? So I think that's great. That's a lot of people would die for a fan base like that. Like I can do anything I want to. Like you could really be a true artist and take risks because there's not this expectation that people have of you so much compared to, just a run-of-the-mill hip-hop artist. But I think it frustrates him also that maybe they don't understand the music he's into, Black music, or they don't have this appreciation for it. Well, surprise, they're not Black. Majority are not Black. And even the ones who are Black, they're just not going to care like that, And it takes me back to this video that I did maybe less than a year ago called Tyler, the Creator Pie Chart, my crappy Tyler, the Creator pie chart. And what I was doing in this video is I was trying to understand why Tyler, the Creator's appearance at Kendrick's pop-out show went so crazy. Like this is a Kendrick show, but Tyler, the Creator had probably a pop on par with Kendrick's. So anyway, to make a long story short, I surmised that due to the timing in the day that the pop-out show was on, in the location, the pop-out was in the middle of the week in LA. It was very last second to be able to get tickets. Like they dropped it and you had like a week to get tickets. So, and the price of the tickets. So due to all these things, I surmised that Kendrick Lamar's show just happened to be full of Tyler, the Creator fans, which are these mid to upper income people who attend festivals regularly, right? Because who else is going to have the money to be able to go to this pop-out show? Who else is going to have the type of job to even be able to take work off to just like that to be able to go to this? So right there, that eliminates what would normally be a lot of Kendrick's own fan base, the underground heads, the hood niggas, old niggas who grew up on Dre, hip hop elitists. So many of us are already alienated due to that, right? So long story short, the people who are left are Tyler, the Creator fans, like this group of kids who are mid to upper income, which in LA, it's just not going to be a lot of black people, right? Mid to upper income is just not going to be a lot of black people. That's just not how the socioeconomics works out. The black people who are there, you're going to have some all black kids. And then you got Tyler's natural audience, mosh pitting white folks in the LGBTQ community. Shout out to LGBTs. So yeah, that's Tyler's fan base, in my opinion. And yes, he did curate that fan base, but I don't know if I would call Tyler himself anti-black. You guys will have to show me an example of that. People are saying, yo, why is Tyler's fan base so racist? Maybe because he used to say slurs in his music. This is true. I mean, Tyler, again, EDGELORD, saying the F-bomb that rhymes with, you know, maggot grape jokes in his music, you know, like sexual assault jokes. This is Tyler the Creator's music early on, and for a long time, actually, for years, this was his music. So this is why I say, yo, I've never been into Tyler's music like that. I just don't connect with his music. Like, even the way he talks about his life, we did not have the same experiences. I think we did actually kind of being like into different things, different music, different clothes than what was out, what was popular. But I just interpreted, I interpreted it differently than Tyler did. Tyler interpreted it and it angered him into becoming like an edgelord, basically. I did not. I just figured, oh, I'm on shit niggas not on. I'm on some other ish. Y'all ain't on that. That's how I did it. It's kind of like how when Drake talks about girls. Do I have experience with women? Yeah. But I don't interpret women in my relationships with women the same way Drake does, right? Yeah, I'm not going through her phone when she go to the bathroom. She needs to drive the car to CVS to get tampons, and I started an argument because, yo, you gonna run up the mileage. I'm just not, like, we just experience it differently, right? So it's similar with Tyler. And someone here shared a post from Tyler himself from years ago that's been deleted. He said, I'm not disingenuous. I don't shy away from the crazy stuff that I've said like it doesn't exist. I said it all. I got reactions, got banned, had controversies, moved on. It's all still out there, except for this tweet. It was deleted, but someone screenshotted it. He said, I specifically spoke about the reactions to the imagery of an upside down cross in the interview and gave context to why I used it in the first place. Yeah, so that was like another, I guess, cringy edgelord thing that Tyler used to do. Upside down crosses. He used to draw them on his forehead. He used to put the upside down crosses on his merch, which I think represents the Antichrist. I don't even think Tyler is religious. I don't even think like he's a Satanist. So why, like, what ties does he have to the upside down cross? I don't really know the reasoning he gave. He said he gave reasoning for it, but I'm just going to assume he was just trying to piss people off. It was shock value, cringy teen edgelord stuff. But again, by doing that, you are curating a certain type of fan base. You're curating the type of people who are into upside down crosses, who actually know what upside down cross means, and they think you're into it. So yeah, all these years later, when you've matured and you're just like, yeah, I actually don't really have anything against religion. A large chunk of your fan base does, though. So yeah, are those the type of people who are gonna know and listen to D'Angelo? Probably not, bro. They're into upside down crosses, probably like the Insane Clown Posse, you know, Slipknot, you know, shout out to Slipknot. I don't know if they're I don't know if they do upside down cross things, but yeah, your fan base is not going to be composed of, and I think this is the last one I'll read. He says, Tyler the Creator's career really is a case study on what happens when you aren't careful about the audience you cultivate. I see that he's been trying to reverse the damage for years now, but yeah, probably too late. Well, we can say all these things about Tyler the Creator's fan base, right? Oh, this is what happens when you aren't careful. Tyler has one of the most rabid fan bases out there. I don't think there's a fan base in rap that is more gung-ho about Tyler than anyone else's. Like, I don't think the Kendrick fans are more gung-ho about Kendrick. I think it's getting there, right? It's like definitely at a fever pitch. But we'll see if it sustains. We'll see if these people are here 6-7 years from now with Kendrick. Tyler the Creator's fan base has been here. His fan base is so rabid that he can drop an album, surprise album, and still do 6 figures week 1. He can do a festival at Dodger Stadium and sell it out for like a decade straight. Tyler the Creator can put on a wig, put on all green, and decide that his next album is going to be centered around that, and sell out shows at crypto.com arena and sell albums, right? Mini albums. He has the type of fan base that is very hard to come by. They're going to buy and be into anything that he puts out. Tyler, the Creator's fan base. Very hard to get a fan base like that. So I can understand that we're trying to dunk on them because we view them as anti-Black, which I didn't really see any anti-Black stuff in that D'Angelo comment that we looked in earlier, but I saw it at a glance. I'm sure people were not just making it up. But there's also a case study to be done on how he got one of the greatest fan bases in hip hop. But there is truth in this post in that you have to be careful about the audience that you cultivate. And that's something that me, just on YouTube, I'm very careful about. Y'all hear me say often, there's no reason to meet ride me, right? I don't need that. I don't need people to agree with me all the time. And I don't need y'all in these other YouTubers' comment section trying to fight my battles. I don't care that much, neither should you. Now, if you just want to explain to them like, yo, I like his videos, da-da-da-da, or you're trying to correct something that they said, oh, he didn't say that, but he said this, that's fine. But like, I don't need people going to war for me because I'm very careful, like what this post was saying, about the type of audience that I cultivate. I'm not trying to have like this cult-like, everyone agrees with what I'm saying type of thing. That's not why I do YouTube. I do YouTube. I did my website, the blog years, a decade plus ago, to have good music conversations. So that's my main goal, just to have good conversations, just to put out my narratives out there. As creators, Tyler, the Creator, we do cultivate our audience, but also a part of our audience is organic. Like it just happened to come out that way. We can't help it. Like if I drop a video tomorrow about Rakim Allah and it gets 1 million views, now all of a sudden my subscriber base is 80% 50-plus-year-old men. Did I purposefully do that? No, I just did the video like I did every other video. That YouTube algorithm just supported me in this situation, right? With Rakim Allah. But there is a part of me that's responsible now for my audience being 50-plus-year-old men because I'm doing a video about Rakim. So there's like two sides to this coin. So I just think it frustrates him that a large chunk of his audience is not into like the same music and art that he is, especially when it pertains to artists that are more close to him, like the Black artists like D'Angelo. But I don't think he hates his fan base. I think Tyler himself knows he is in a very advantageous position with his fan base. Tyler has a type of fan base where he can release any type of music. He can experiment at will and still do top numbers. So I think it's a little bit overblown. More than anything, we're seeing how many people were just never into Tyler's music, right? It's just a different type of audience, man, which is fine. It seems as if Tyler, Creator, has a lot of disdain to his core fan base of white edgelords. He's getting older and realizing how lame and racist they are. However, he built that fan base brick by brick. He's gonna have to come with terms with that. I also think that there's a very real cohort of people in hip hop who look at Tyler's fan base and are like, how dare you build this without us? Usually in hip hop, you have to acquiesce to us, to our community, but you've built this crazy good fan base without us. You've built this large fan base without us. How dare you? So I think there is a cohort of people who will take every opportunity they can to slander that artist and those people because they feel left out. Like you built a space within my space being hip hop without including me. I think that's a real thing also, which is partially why I believe you have so many people calling either Tyler racist or his fans racist or anti-Black. I just don't get racist or anti-Black from this personally. I think a lot of people are, crying racism. I don't think Tyler's racist, and I don't be around Odd Future fans like that. So I can't say that they're not racist, but I don't think that they're racist. I mean, it was a group. I don't know. It's just not what I get. I do think it's edgelords, and I do think it's majority white. And I think that there are just mismatches on certain things that Tyler has with his own fan base, especially regarding music, which is really personal to him. So I feel sometimes he gets frustrated by it. But there are also things that Tyler relates heavily to his fan base with because they are so white edgelordy. The LGBT stuff, the ability to just put a wig on and not be judged by his fan base. the ability to just switch in and out of hip hop as he pleases and not be slandered by his fan base for it. There are things that Tyler has with his fan base that is a perfect match for him, right? Which allows him creative freedom. But I just think the music thing, especially the black music like D'Angelo, that's a mismatch that he has with him. I think it frustrates him, you know? So yeah, I think that's why he would like a post like this. Again, we'll read it one last time. Tyler's fan base hates black music. Despite Tyler himself having a deep love and appreciation for it, they refuse to engage with black art on any meaningful level. But again, when your fan base is not black, why would they? Why would they? So anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Tyler, yo, I feel Tyler is like a couple steps away from going in the interview and really just calling out his own fan base. Because I think he gets frustrated to a point where he can, that can be the tipping point, right? He can be tipped over into saying something about him. But I think he also needs to realize, and I think he does realize, his fan base is one of the rare fan bases in hip hop. So that's all I got for today. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.